The Founding Fathers knew that morality was the key to the survival of the Republic and to the survival of the Constitution. Today, morality seems to be becoming a thing of the past. A 68-year-old grandmother was recently riding a bus in Greece, New York as a bus monitor when she was completely harassed and bullied by a group of kids riding the bus. And there was a video taken of it, and it was posted on YouTube and has recently gone viral. And many media outlets are reporting on it. I'd honestly be surprised if you haven't heard of it yet. But I have a lot to say on it. First of all, I really hope that the majority of the people watching this video right now agree with me in that these kids are completely out of line and are completely wrong. Everybody should agree with me on that one. There should not be a single person who thinks what these kids were saying is right. Not a single person. I hope everyone agrees with me. But there's a bigger issue. But before I get into that, I want to just show you some quick clips from the actual harassment video that was posted on YouTube. It's really hard to watch, but take a look at this.
Water on your face.
I sweat just from you talking, you fat ass.
Oh, she didn't want to get it. Look inside of your face.
Oh my god, you're so fat.
Yo.
Why do you have so many wrinkles?
Fucking fat ass.
Karen, you're fat.
Oh my god, look at your fingernails, you fucking gross.
You're not sweating.
Look at her
Why is there
fingernails.
water on your face?
Crying.
Crying?
You're crying over your eyes, you dumbass.
Yeah, you're crying right here.
I'm crying all over.
God.
Yeah, she probably misses her box of Twinkies. How about I bring my knife and fucking cut you?
Pull it out. Pull it out.
You probably wouldn't even go through all that
Right here.
flab.
Dude, I'm gonna fucking
How about I pull my knife out right there?
if I stand back, if I stab you in the stomach and fucking my knife would go through you like butter because it's all fucking large. You're a fucking troll, Karen.
That's why you're in green. Why are you looking at me like that? You want to rape me?
Okay. When I watched this video, it was honestly really hard for me to get through the entire thing. They brought this woman to tears. A 68-year-old grandmother of 8 was brought to tears by a group of kids aged 12 to 13. Where is the respect for elders? We used to have it. Where did it go? Where's the sense of morality? What happened to it? I know that some people still have it. I'd like to think that most people still have it. But for the few individuals, much like the kids on this bus, what happened? I think that two things are to blame here. Number one, what is happening in the classroom. In the 1950s, things used to be a hell of a lot different, I'll tell you that much. Kids would act out and kids would be disrespectful to adults and to teachers, but guess what? They would deal with it a hell of a lot differently than they do now. Now we seem to just accept this idea that teasing teachers and making fun of them is okay, it's acceptable. If you did something like this in the 1950s, you would get your ass kicked. But right now, in the classroom, we have seemed to have adopted and began teaching our kids that the idea of bullying and teasing others and being disrespectful towards adults is okay, simply because we don't deal with it anymore. There's no punishment. There's no punishment. And second, I blame the families of these kids, the parents. How could you let your kid grow up with this kind of personality? How could you raise your kid to be so hateful? How could you raise your kid to be so disrespectful? It's the fault of the parents here as well, the families, the breakdown of the American family, something that I wrote about in my book here, The Other Side. The breakdown of the American family, a serious, serious problem, and it's leading towards a loss of morality among our youth, which is a problem because we need morality for our republic to survive. Look, I'm against this kind of harassment for everyone. I don't care if you're black, I don't care if you're Asian, I don't care if you're white, I don't care if you're Hispanic, I don't care if you're from the right wing, I don't care if you're from the left wing, I don't care if you're an anarchist, I don't care if you're a socialist. It doesn't matter the background. This kind of bullying is not an issue of race, it's not an issue of politics, it is an issue of morality. And it is wrong. That's why we as Americans need to recognize that this is completely out of line. We as Americans, not as liberals, not as conservatives, but as Americans, need to stand up against things like this. It is, these kids, I couldn't believe the things that they were saying. There was one thing, this woman was interviewed on NBC, I believe, and she said there was this one comment that one of the kids said that really, really hurt her. Listen to this.
But you don't have a family because they all killed themselves because they didn't want to be near you.
What that kid didn't know was that this woman's son actually did end up committing suicide. My point is, if you don't know someone personally, don't attack someone personally. And I know a lot of you watching this video right now are going to post a comment saying, well, you hate homosexuals, it's no different, you're being a hypocrite. No. Okay? No. I do not hate homosexuals. I have some friends that are homosexuals. I do not hate them. Caden does not hate homosexuals. I simply believe that marriage should be between one man and one woman. That is my opinion. You can agree with it or you can choose to not agree with it. But personal attacks on anyone are not acceptable. I'll be honest with you, when I watched this video, I immediately thought of and compared it to a lot of the comments that Caden and I are getting. Not everyone, by any stretch of the imagination, is doing this, but many, many people are personally attacking us. I don't care if you disagree with us, fine. I don't care if you're a liberal, fine. Say your opinion, that's great. It's the personal attacks that we care about, the harassment. Many of the people, and you know who you are, many of the people who have commented on our YouTube videos are no different than the kids on that bus. Are no different. I'm against that for everyone. We got this email here to our inbox, and this, I just want to read this to prove to you that we do not hate people that disagree with us, and that we really just only care about personal attacks. This is from Pika June. She said, "Here is some friendly advice. Forgive me ahead of time for my informality. Now, if your channel states your age correctly, you and I are the same age roughly. I'm planning on taking AP Government next year, and I started to dig my nose into modern politics when Caden Cowger's video became so popular, and that's when I ran into your channel. Anyway, while I consider myself a liberal, although I see problems and hypocrisies on both the left and the right wing, I decided to subscribe and watch some of your videos, mostly because I found you a bit easier to listen to than Caden, and since you two both share the same views, I wouldn't miss much. I like to hear the other side of the argument. I believe that you can speak and convince anyone you want of what you say, and people often respect your opinions more when you carefully craft your argument, and politicians fail when they use fallacies. Yes, you've used fallacies before too. The biggest one being the classic, if you let men marry men, you'll let them marry their dogs, very slowly. Man marries man. That represents human marrying human. People and animals are not the same thing, making your argument invalid, and it just makes you sound bad. Have fun with your talk show, and I wish you the best of luck with it. Study up on argumental fallacies so you can be smarter than the average politician. Warm regards. These are the kind of people we respect. These are the kind of posts and messages that we really, really like getting. This person disagreed with me. They had their own opinions. They clearly stated it, but notice not once in that email did they use any personal attacks or anything. That's the kind of environment that we should have on Caden and my YouTube channels. Leave your opinion, but keep the personal attacks to yourself. This kind of stuff needs to stop. And I hate to bring myself into this, but it's just a general problem that seems to be occurring in America. We are losing respect for people. What those kids in that video did is wrong. What many of you are commenting and posting on our YouTube videos is wrong. This person, Pikachu, we really, really respect you. Thank you very much for your comment. And hopefully the rest of you, or the majority of you, not all, but the majority of you will learn a thing or two from this email that I just read. Bottom line is, if you respect us, we'll respect you. That's the way it should be with everybody. That's the way it should have been on that bus. And that's the way it needs to be if our public is to survive.